Panzerkampf.
In the blue square, we have Rock, Paper, AWOL, submitted by Crozeus and Admiral Titan. This team consists of 4 boulders and 3 Minimus Mark IIs. And opposing them from the red square are the Unlikely Allies, submitted by Menti. This team consists of 3 David light tanks, 2 Goliath main battle tanks, and 1 Castros LAV. Alright, the opponents are on the field, and I am ready to go with my 20-minute timer. As I've mentioned before, the matches will be running for extended period of real time because 10 minutes of game time is significantly slowed on my computer. So until that's resolved, or until people decide they just don't want to wait that long, we're going to run at 20 minutes. It really should be 50 for this match. That's about 5 seconds of real time for every 1 second of game time, but I can't afford to wait that long. So we're going to compromise at 20, and I'm going to stop talking. So let's get into this in 3, 2, 1, start. They're going to have to fall down onto the ground first. I had to spawn them a little higher up. Some of the tanks are a little further off the ground than others, so that kind of throws off the spawning mechanism, but that's okay. The Davids are kind of splitting forces here. One's going straight to the enemy. The other 2 are kind of pulling off to the side here, probably to get out of the way of the Goliaths. I wouldn't want to get hit by those things either. Ooh, a big burst of frags straight out of a Goliath. I don't know if that's a missile from the Kestros missing or something. It looked like that frag exploded straight out of the Goliath's gun. Ooh, those missiles did not do what they were supposed to do. I think that came from one of these Minimuses. Let's see, did any of them blow themselves up this time? It looks like a couple of them, yep, a couple of them blew themselves up again. This happened last time they fought. The Minimus Mark IIs have a tendency to blow, their missiles have a tendency to explode upon release, which can be rather unfortunate. Oh, one of the boulders is already going for a little jaunt into the air. It got lifted by something. I couldn't see what. Ammo detonation? It looks okay. It may have just hit something. Maybe a high explosive shell hit it and made it bounce into the air momentarily. They're doing much better than they did last time against, what was it, the Hammer of Perun that these things faced? I don't know, I can't remember. Oh no, another boulder going for a little jaunt. David's plowing straight through. Oh, that Minimus just ate it. I think that's probably it for the Minimus. The Goliath's plowing into the Davids. That's not very conducive to a friendly relationship there. You call yourselves allies. Oh dear, speaking of allies, killing allies, that boulder just obliterated what was left of that poor Minimus. They're just circling each other. I don't know what the boulders are doing. I think this one's trying to aim... Well, it was trying to aim at something. I'm not sure what. What are you shooting at, boulder? The Goliath's behind you. Oh, and it just found the ammo storage. I don't know if it's... I think it was a frag shell that the Goliaths fire. That boulder just got airlifted. How we have left? All 4 of them are still alive, so it hasn't been cored. But it certainly lost... Yeah, that fires heat shells. Okay, so the Goliaths fire heat shells. I couldn't tell. And it comes straight back down and pops a shot off at the David. All 3 shots miss. The Davids fire rather quickly. Seems like a very small caliber gun though, so I'm not sure how effective that is. It is firing into the back of its own Goliath and other David light tank, trying to get to the boulders on the other side. The turret has come off of this boulder, and that's a headless boulder. It's gonna be able to distract, I think. Nope, too damaged. So it won't even function as a distraction tank. It's been taken out for good. It looks like the Minimuses are all but wrecked. All that's left really are these 3 remaining boulders. And they have surrounded most of the Unlikely Allies, which is, I guess, a good thing. Although one of the Davids is behind the boulders and has a prime shot at the rear, as we have already seen. The rear of these tanks is not the strongest of armored. Oh no! Oh, the David just took a big hit. I presume that was from a boulder. And another David gets lifted. But that boulder is gone now. So it's down to 3 versus 5, I think. That puts us at a 3 versus 5 situation. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 versus 5. The Kestros is still circling around. The Kestros did this last time, and then about halfway through the match, it decided it wanted to engage in a little bit of jousting with. Who did it decide to joust with? Oh yes, one of the Caroleans. That did not end well for it. This light tank is getting absolutely bullied I think those missiles were intended for the Minimus, and there they go, but one plows straight to the side of the David, a boulder, the David takes another hit. They're very indiscriminate with these missiles. The Kestrels is, at least. Oh, that David has been flipped. I suspect that one's dead too. Yes, 2 damage. 2 damage. There goes a boulder. That boulder. Nope, that's a Minimus. I suspect the boulder's not long for this world either, though, the way it just got airlifted. That leaves just 1, really. Nope, 2. There's 1 in the distance there. This is a much more even fight than the rock, paper, AWOL team had last time. Tanks being despawned everywhere on both sides. I'm leaving this UI up for just a second longer so we can see what exactly is going on. That boulder is still in this. It has not despawned. It has not lost its gun. It just lost its ammunition. Now, if you don't know anything about cannons, or these kinds of cannons from the depths, they have autoloaders with clips full of ammo in them. So, even if you lose your ammunition storage, as long as you have loaded clips, you can still fire your gun. It's just when you run out of ammunition in your clips, you can't reload them. So, you know, there's that. That David has lost its gun, it looks like, but it's still able to push around and bully the boulders a little bit. It is losing a lot of blocks doing so, and that's not doing a lot to the boulder because of these clever little nets on the side that catch the... hopefully, I think they're supposed to catch heat shells, which probably has served them very well if they receive any side shots from these Goliath main battle tanks, which do fire heat. Unfortunately, from the front, those aren't going to do so much. There is very, very thick armor in the front. Oh no! The boulder just careened into its fellow boulder, and it looks like somebody lost ammunition there. 3 of them still alive. All of them still seem to have their guns, although I don't know if they're still in working order. This Goliath main battle tank is just out for a jaunt. It looks like it's lost some pieces of its gun, maybe. They're not the fastest firing guns on these Goliaths, but they are pretty good at repairing. See all the swarm of repair bots around them. Oh, another big shot coming out from a boulder there. 2, 3. Oh, they all missed, except for that one. The Goliaths are not really helping their little light tanks out. They're supposed to be, you know, doing the damage while the light tanks are distracting, but instead they're ramming the light tanks around and really hurting them. There's a ricochet off that sturdy, heavy armor belt around the sides of the Goliaths. Being very low profile, it's not the easiest thing to hit these. Oh, look at those missiles swooping around. 2 of them hit the boulder, 1 of them hits the David. This poor David has been through the ringer and is still fighting onwards. I'm so impressed with how sturdy these things could be. Granted, when they're being rammed by 3 different tanks, they're not as sturdy as they appear, but you know, ramming damage does that to anybody. It's pretty indiscriminate, just like missiles. And the AI from the depths is forever drunk. So, you know, you're gonna get a lot of ramming problems. I'm sorry, I think my voice just cut out there. My headphones are on their last legs. I have got to replace my hardware. I've said it before, I'll say it again, it just needs to be done. I'm just gritting my teeth and, you know, thinking about the bill that's going to come with it, but I guess the payoff is worth it. Oh, another blast straight to the side. It looks like a repaired ammo storage container was just hit again. The net is gone on this side of the boulder, so it doesn't have any more protection against those heat shells. And the Goliath is just laying into it, but the boulder is returning fire. I just think the armor on the Goliaths is too strong. If the boulders want to kill these things, they have to take out those turrets. We've seen the metal there is just 1 meter thick, and they've been able to shred it all the way off the side, one of the triangles, completely in half. But they haven't gotten down to the guns. They haven't disabled those weapons on the Goliaths, and that's what does the main damage on most of these for this team, I think. There's a boulder, 2 damage, and it will despawn. I'm gonna turn this back off so we can enjoy it without being harassed by the system. Let me look at this real quick. Alright, well, the time is speeding up. The in-game time is speeding up as fewer tanks are on the battlefield. My equipment's able to handle it better. Oh, but that David just got blown up by that when the boulder despawned. The detonation of its ammo storage seems to have crippled the David. I don't know if the David's going to be on. That's 2 damage, and it will despawn too. 1. Yeah, it's almost down to regular time. So the 20-minute thing, I think, is fair enough. Well, let's look at the rest of these. Let's not look away from the boulder's last stand now, because that's really what it is at this point. This one is gunless. Missiles streaking into it everywhere. I don't think it's much longer for this world either. That was a full salvo from the Kestrels. Only 1 of those missiles missed. It's still trying to shoot, but it's wheelless. It has no gun. It has no... Well, it does have a gun. It doesn't have any barrels on said gun. And you kind of need those to fire. Oh, it has lost its gun. Oh, the piece was cut straight out of it. This boulder is still alive and kicking, still trying to fire. It's trying to shoot the Kestros. I'm not sure that's the wisest idea, although it would decrease the number of hit points on this team. It's a good thing that the fellow boulder over there hasn't despawned yet, because that will keep them in the running for the hit points, although I think the Goliaths, as much as they cost, they probably are going to be enough to win this on their own at this point. Even if the Kestros gets despawned, I just don't think there's enough tanks left on the side of Rock, Paper, AWOL. But, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that damage coming on the side of that that Goliath. I don't think that's intended to hit the Goliath. I think that's supposed to hit the boulder, but you know how the AI is. Wow. It even managed to take out an entire block of heavy armor. That's pretty impressive. Heavy armor is no slouch. Yeah, these barrels have just been cut and clipped all over the place. Fortunately, they aren't blocking, so it may lose its barrels, but it can still fire without shooting into, you know, pieces of barrels that were suspended in front of it. That's a problem that the Goliaths seem to have, because the barrels are buried way back in the turret here, so if you cut them off here, the functional part can't fire through the part that's being held on by the triangles over there. Man, my headphones are just awful. There we go. There we go. Hardware, don't fail me now. We're almost done. Under 10 minutes. Just went under 10 minutes just now. Normally this is where I would stop the match, but as I've said before, with the time lag, it's just not quite fair to people. We're probably right at 6 minutes of in-game time at this point, maybe 7 as things sped up. But yeah, we just don't want to cheat anyone. I want to give these guys their fair chance. This is the final fight for both of these teams. Whoever loses is eliminated permanently from this tournament. And it looks like the Boulders are fighting their very last fight today, but you never know. Stranger things have happened from the depths. This lone Boulder may very well hold off the Goliaths. It may pull off some lucky shots. It may be able to pull off a miracle here, but I seriously doubt it. Sorry, not to doubt your creations, Crozeus and Admiral Titan. Oh, what is this thing doing? Oh, it's trying to kill this this undead boulder. Still undead boulder. That is impressive. Very impressive. And because that Kestros is so focused on it, it can't shoot at this boulder, which is still active, but that one just lost a bunch of pieces. That was an ammo detonation. The heat finally reached the internals. That net has been worn down. I think it saved it from a lot of grief early on, but there goes all the ammunition in the center, blown completely out. Another explosion, just rocking this boulder back and forth. They found all 3 caches of ammo. There might be a 4th, I'm not sure. I think there's just 3. There's 1 in the rear, 2 in the front. Oh, that's unfortunate. It has not despawned yet, though, so it can still fire. It just can't reload its shells anymore. And this little streaky ever, it can't quite make up their mind that Kestros is not putting in the blows it needs to finish this job. Is it AI dead? Nope, still alive, 60 and 63%. But it can't fire anymore. It's obviously lost something important, whether it be a piece of the gun. There's ammunition on the inside. I think it may have lost a AI component to drive the turret. Oh, that is sad. That's very sad. This one still has a functioning turret, but no gun. This one still has a functional gun, but no turret drive. That's quite unfortunate. They could still repair, you know. There's every possibility these tanks could repair and pull off something. If these Goliaths shoot each other in the back too many more times, you could see something very unfortunate happen to them. Heavy armor is great against most types of shells, but against heat, it's not. I mean, it's still stronger than most, but it's not going to be as effective. Oh, they just turned to switch focus. That means this one is, yeah, AI dead. 1 boulder remaining at 66%. It's finally gotten underway again. It has wheels. Hallelujah. Or no, it has engines. I guess that's what it lost in the first place. It has wheels in the center, but it lost its engines. And a heat shell catches it in the rear, and there goes the ammunition. Or the front. Almost flipping it completely over. Still alive, though. It is undeterred. It is going to battle onward with 6.5 minutes left on our clock. The missiles from the Kestros just missing it, nicking the back of those tail fins there. But the Goliaths are nipping at its heels. We'll be able to pull off an upset here. We'll be able to... Oh, no. No, I don't think it will. It's holding on there. It hasn't lost its engine again yet, but it is certainly not doing very well. And it doesn't have a gun, so it can't capitalize on this recovery. It's just oh no, now it has no turret. It looks like the heat shells finally found that turret block and took it clean off. And that will be it for this team, because that is too damaged and will despawn in a matter of seconds. So after such a long and tumultuous battle, it finally comes to an end. So congratulations, Minty. Your unlikely allies have preserved your hopes of staying in this tournament and will continue on in the secondary brackets. And Crozeus and Admiral Titan, my condolences, guys. Your team fought very bravely, but they just couldn't pull out against the might of the Goliath main battle tanks. Thank you both for participating. Thank all of you for participating. And of course, thanks to all who watched us. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I've been Chromoid, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.